We just made $20,000 on a product which I created last year that honestly, both myself and my audience had completely forgotten about. We did it without me showing up for a single live video. We did not do a full launch or a big launch event. I didn't post it on social media a single time, and I did not run a single ad. Yes, really. My team put together a super basic email only sale. We wrote 6 emails and the sales just rolled in to the tune of $20,000 in a week. I don't know if you've heard, but the online course world has been upended in the last year, and a lot of course creators who were super ads dependent have been really struggling to keep their businesses afloat. They're running launches which are literally making a loss, where they're spending more on ads than they end up making in the end, and they're on a mass cost cutting exercise, letting go their teams and scrambling to make sales without ads. It is not a pretty situation out there right now, and my heart goes out to my fellow course creators who are going through this. So how did this all happen? Great question. Remember when iOS 14 came out? It gave you the ability to choose on an iPhone if you wanted an app to be able to track you or not. Obviously, being tracked sounds super creepy, so most people chose to not be tracked for obvious reasons. The knock-on effect of this has been a catastrophe for Facebook ads effectiveness. Without being able to track you, Facebook's ability to put ads in front of people who care about that specific topic, an ad has been seriously hampered. This means for businesses, they cannot target you the same way that they used to be able to. I am all for people's privacy, and I totally also personally found it super creepy when I would talk about something one moment, like a swimsuit or a yoga retreat, and then the next minute, I have an ad for that exact thing on my feed. Super weird. So iOS 14 has indeed been fantastic at putting an end to creepily correct ads. For a lot of business owners, course creators specifically historically tend to be very heavily ad dependent. Suddenly Facebook is putting their ads in front of anyone, even people who could literally care less about whatever their topic is. So for the business owners, they're paying for ads to be put in front of people that have absolutely no interest, meaning that their costs are way up and their sales are way down. Cost per lead to get a new lead into your business has gone through the roof, but sales are not at all correlated with that higher ad cost. Now, we were never super dependent on ads. We've always placed a really huge focus in my business on organic traffic, so this ads change wasn't the end of the world for us by any means, but it has had a slight effect on our business too. I talked about this in a vlog literally 10 months ago when we first noticed this problem was cropping up last summer when I was at home in Canada, and at the time I was just presenting initial ideas on how we were going to deal with the Facebook ads issue. If you're interested to hear about that, you can check up here or here. It's somewhere up there. I'll link to that video where you can see exactly what I was thinking about and the game plans I was making at the time when we first noticed this issue was happening. Now again, we were never super heavily ads dependent, but we did used to run ads into our evergreen course sales funnels, dropping a couple grand a month on ads, which would produce $10,000, $15,000, or $20,000 a month in course revenue. We never really used ads heavily for list building or for launches, and even what we were doing on evergreen was actually pretty minimal compared to most people. A lot of our evergreen sales were actually coming from our organic traffic, like our blog and our videos. Mostly that was actually because I didn't love the idea of padding Zuckerberg's wallet and would much rather spend my marketing dollars on my team creating content or affiliates that I know personally. It just felt and sat a little bit better in my heart. So what happened? We turned off all of our ads last year, and since then we've been running 6-figure launches without them, and we focused more and more of our effort on our organic content like this YouTube channel that you're watching right now. Our evergreen sales, which were ad supported, did however take a hit, and I wanted to find a way to make up that revenue, so I got creative. What did we do about it? We made a lot of changes this year to deal with the iOS 14 change, one of which was running mini email only sales to our list to make up for the lost evergreen revenue with products that we never really launched because we only have so many spaces for full-on launches in our calendar in the year. One of those items is a little $35 web designer client finding guide, which I created last year and then proceeded to pretty much forget about. The guide has been on our website for a little while, but we never actually talk about it because, while it's a fantastic starting point for anyone who wants to be a website designer, it's just not a big enough product to warrant one of our full few launch spaces that we have in a year. So let me show you what we did. Here was our super basic email only sales plan. We were gonna send a couple of emails to set our list up for thinking about the importance of landing clients and sharing my story on landing clients and the success stories of other past students of mine to show that yes, landing a string of clients and booking out months in advance is indeed possible for you as a website designer. Now that all happened in the week before the sale. Then during the actual sale, we did 4 very simple sales emails. Our expectations going into this were literally nothing. We had never run a super basic email only sale like this before. We knew our conversions would absolutely be lower than when we did a big hyped up launch with a live event. And we literally went into this just thinking like, let's just try it and see what happens. And especially with being a $35 product, I figured we'd make a few grand off of it, and that would be great. And I also assumed it would set buyers up to be really interested in my Square Secrets business course on building a booked out web design business in a few months when we opened it for enrollment again in the fall. What happened in the end shocked me. With between launch revenue down for months because of ads, anything in this little sale would have been gravy. It turns out things were about to go better than I could have imagined in my wildest dreams. I'd actually completely forgotten about it, but at the end of the guide, there was a lead in to our bigger course sales funnel, which meant that when we did 94 sales of the guide at $34.50 each, which led to $3,243 in sales, we then had 94 highly interested people also getting presented with our courses. So when people read the full guide, at the end there was a lead in to our bigger sales funnel, which in the end resulted in 5 course sales and a further unexpected $13,300 in sales. Plus, it also had what I call the halo effect of a launch. That is when people see your sale and the visibility that you're having online and start looking at all your other offers too. We saw another 3 sales happen just around the same time, totaling $3,800, which while they didn't buy the web designer client finding guide, we believe that the buzz of this whole little like email only sale is what led to those purchases. So that is how a $35 product led to $20,000 in sales. We had $3,000 in sales from the $35 product and then another $13,300 in direct course sales of people who had either bought the web designer client finding guide or clicked on it in the emails. And then we also had $3,800 in indirect course sales. Wanting to launch your own online course but not sure if your idea is going to sell? Then you need to take my quiz. Does my course have 6-figure potential? And it will tell you. You can take it at pbcourses.com/potential, or I'll also link it up here for you too. And if you're interested to learn how I went from clients to over $2 million in online course sales, then you're gonna wanna check out this video next. In it, I'll walk you through the essential steps that you need to take in order to create an online course that sells.